Our most respected President of this August function of felicitating the successful OBC candidates for the IAS, IRS and other civil services of our nation. Professor Kushwaha Sahib was the former Vice Chancellor of Kashi Vidyapith and other university. And our most distinguished member of the National Commission for the Backward Classes, Honorable S.K. Karvendan, former member of the Parliament and present member of the National Commission for the Backward Classes, New Delhi, and our Revered Vice Chancellor of Periyar Maniya University, who have all along come along here accepting the invitation for this great social justice meet, and our distinguished guest, Sri Ravindra IAS DM Varanasi, Sri Bansal, General Manager, Union Bank of India, and Sri Prem Singh Yadav, former member of the Parliament, and Professor Chowdhuram Yadav ji, former HOD Hindi, and Dr. Baburam Nishad, former chairman of the NBC Finance Development Corporation of India, Sri Madhupur Maurya, chairman Jilla Panchayat Varanasi, our chief speaker and the architect of this great organization, Backward Class, Mr. G. Karunanidhi, the young and dynamic acting activist, and our committed workers for social justice, Learned Till Ravindra Ram and Amrita Mishu, and other my dear dignitaries who occupy the dais, as well as the successful choicest flowers of social justice, the heroes and heroine, the actors of the play, and our future hope, our dear candidates and brothers and sisters. Really, vanakkam to everybody. I bring the good greetings from the land of Periyar to the land of great D.P. Singh, who was responsible for bringing the social justice and giving the shape through 27%, following Periyar and Dr. Baba Sahib and Dr. Ram Manohar Lohiya and others who are fighting for our rights. Really, I am thrilled by the way in which our friends have organized this kind of function here. We won't be astonished. But here in Varanasi, how our friends are so committed, and our hats off, and I congratulate them. I have no words to thank you, because this audience consists of so many young, dynamic people, administrators, educationists, academia, and all these people have gathered here. This is a very good cross-section of the society. This shown that the backward classes are no more a slumbering people. They have awakened. This audience has given a clear, clarion call to the entire nation. People used to come to Banaras for what for? You know, but we have come here to celebrate the success of social justice. You have provided me an opportunity, and I owe a deep debt of gratitude for the occasion, so that we could meet and exchange our ideas. The way in which you have conducted, felicitating our young hopefuls, our future administrators, really very remarkable and very impressive and very exemplary. You have combined social justice with gender justice. I congratulate you. Because it is not the monopoly of the male domination. You have also given equal opportunity to our sisters. I appreciate and congratulate. We are still fighting in our parliament. They are now ready to give way to gender justice, but they are not amenable to combine gender justice with social justice so far the 50% reservation is concerned in the parliament. Now you have shown the way, and when we are felicitating, you have invited all our, without discriminating the sex, you have provided opportunity for all our sisters. Once again, I appreciate. Let this be a remarkable example who are set so that they could also follow in future. So that what we want is not only gender justice combined with social justice will be the real social justice, because people and empowerment of women, particularly people from the repressed and the downtrodden, from the disadvantaged class, they must come up. And here, and as future administrators, I congratulate our hearty greetings to you, my dear young persons, for one request. You will have to, definitely, we have got very high hopes in you. But don't forget to evince your deep debt of gratitude to your parents who have molded you, who are responsible, to your teachers, to your role models, and also the leaders who have paved way. But for the pioneering work of Tandai Periyar, earlier Jyotiba Phule, and all these people who have been shown here, this would not have been possible. Rome was not built in one day. There was a continuous struggle going on, and we have organized even for this Mandal Commission. Even to put the Mandal Commission before the Parliament, we had convened 42 conferences throughout the India. You will have to know that our dear man, because past should not be forgotten. And you will have to turn the pages of the past history, and you will have to learn this battle, many battles. This was a war. The war is not yet over. Battles were over. Some battles we have won. This is very important, because very peculiar situation we are facing in this country of ours. What is this peculiar situation? What we fight for social justice is not something extraneous, something strange, something unwanted, something unwarranted. But what we want is to implement the Constitution of India. This is a very strange position in our country. You will have to understand. It's a very, very strange position. This is an historic anachronism. This is very important. Because if you take this Constitution of India, all our members of the Parliament, all our legislators, all our Panchayat Raj people, all our important dignitaries, they swear by this Constitution before they assume charge of their duties. Here, even very preamble of the Constitution, how it starts, the founding fathers, how they have started it, how they have used it, this Constitution, the preamble of the Constitution very clearly states what was the vision, and what for we are here, how the social justice should be done to the entire people. All these things are not our mere demands. It is a right that was given by the Constitution. So here, this starts. We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens, this is very important, to all its citizens, justice, social, economic, and political. This is very important. My dear brothers and sisters, let me remind this august audience, what we are demanding is not an extraordinary demand. What we are demanding is not without something. We are demanding our rights. That is propounded in the Constitution of India, the basic document on which the entire government, whichever party may come and go, they will have to administer in this way. Justice social. That is social justice first. Social justice is given top priority. That is why they have put this justice social, economic justice then the third one is political justice. But what is happening today? What we were fighting and what we are fighting is for the demand of social justice combined with gender justice. This demand of social justice is not something out of the Constitution. We want to implement the Constitution. What we want is not charity, my dear people, my dear young man. For this audience, let me remind you what Periyar, why Periyar fought, why we were trained under his leadership to fight for the justice, social justice, is simply we want our rights. We are ready to do our duties. Duties and rights go together. It is correlated. We know that. So we are already doing our duties. And for centuries together, we have been oppressed and depressed, and we want to get redressed. And what we want is not charity. We are not begging. We are not in a begging bowl before anybody. Please give some charity. It is not our business. We want not charity, but parity. That is how we are fighting that. So let us be prepared. And when we are starting this social justice in our society, basically this is a caste-driven society. If you go to Europe, no man is born in a caste. In our country, every Indian is born in caste, lives in caste, dies in caste, becomes in caste. If anybody believes in karma, even then the karma is also followed according to Gita, this and that, all these Puranas, that you can't give away your caste. You can change your political party. People are changing morning and evening everywhere. If they don't find any new party, they start a new party to join. We all hear that, see that. But at the same time, you can change your religion. According to these judgments of the Supreme Court of India, you can't live in your caste. Once you declare yourself as Hindu, definitely you must be attached with any caste tag. And that caste is also, is not, another peculiarity in our society is not between equality and inequality. Let me remind you, my dear brothers and sisters, it is, as very rightly pointed out by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and Periyar, very rightly, not only in this, in other parts of the world, there is equality and inequality. Whereas in our society, there is equality and inequality. Inequality is not only a mere inequality, it is graded inequality. One is up, another is still higher, another is there, like a rungs in the social ladder. Different castes, different arrangement, so that they can fight with each other. The divide and rule was the basic rule, so that the vested interests, social monopolies could always enjoy what is due to other, most of the majority people. That is what the society was facing the injustice. Now only after the awakening, we are able to get something very, very bigger, something. 27%, but for this 27%, do you mean to say that we can see our young people here who are being? Actually, we are so moved to see our young guys and girls because they are not at all lacking in any qualities. We are not asking anybody to promote the failed candidates from backward classes. We know their potentiality. Only an opportunity is given, then only they could arrange more these things. One time, there was a time in which Justice Chinnappa Reddy in the Vasanta Kumar case has very beautifully pointed out. There was the story of Ekalayva and Dronacharya. Still that was the society. Even the Ekalayvas were able to catch the archery of their own accord by paying all salams to Guruji, Dronacharya. The Dronacharyas will not leave this Ekalayva. They want their right thumb so that they won't take up the archery once again, because Ekalayva belongs to the lower caste and Dronacharya is an upper caste, which was the sole monopoly. But now, the days of Dronacharya and Ekalayvas are over because of Periyar, because of VPC, because of Ambedkar, because of all of you, because of the awakening. So this is time. Let us all be united in fighting. And here we have achieved very little. And very rightly pointed out by our friends here who have spoken earlier, still we have not achieved parliamentary committee. Still we have not achieved many things. What is the strength of the backward class? Here more than 80%. You come to Tamil Nadu, our Mr. Karnataka was telling the history of 69%. The 69% for the OBC and scheduled caste, both in employment as well as education, is in vogue. Parties may come, parties may go in Tamil Nadu during election times, but no party will have the audacity to change that 69% in Tamil Nadu, because irrespective of politics, Periyar's land still is there and kept as a land of social justice. I want the entire India to be the land of social justice. What was the concept? How did the concept of social justice emerge? Nowhere in the whole world, in any country, if you take the constitution of various countries, the word social injustice never found a place. Here, if you go through the directive principles of the state policy, they are very clearly stated. The weaker sections must be protected from the social injustice and exploitation. This is very important. But very cleverly the vested interest said, no, that directive principles of the state policy is not justiciable. You cannot go to the court and insist with all these things. But anyhow, an eternal vigilance will be the price that you have to pay. When our youngsters will come here and they are now coming as a first class graduates, gold medalists. Some of the people have come gold medalists. With all modesty and humiliation, they have introduced me that I am a gold medalist. You see, for your kind information, I am from a backward class, very ordinary family. My father was a tailor only, and I was the first graduate in my family. When I entered in the economics honors, there were so many upper caste people who are competing. I not only got the gold medal, but all the 3 prizes that were not done by me. So, knowledge is not the monopoly of any upper caste. That is a sheer myth. That myth is now being exploded. That myth was created earlier by Puranas, now by media, now by television. All these things, don't believe all these things. Anyhow, I appreciate and applaud the parents who have come here to see how their sons and daughters are being felicitated. So, let me congratulate you. Kindly make it a point to bring social justice during your tenure of office. Don't hesitate. If at all, if you want to pay back to the society, if you want to help the society, kindly don't hesitate to help other backward classes. This must be your attitude. The very curse, the very weakness, where it lies, let me tell you very frankly. Vested interests, the social monopolists, the upper caste, the anti-reservationists, they may be few. They are only minority people. We are the majority people. But still, the majority is haunted by the minority. This is, in other countries, there is a tyranny of majority. But here, the tyranny of minority. And the microscopic minority, that is not only a tyranny, but microscopic minority. That is why we will have to be very careful. And they are homogeneous and we are heterogeneous. This is the basic weakness. Let us all be one and indivisible. If you all think like that, that awareness, definitely this movement will be a great success. There, what divides us should not be our concern. What unites us should be our concern. Then only we could all raise the flag. Then only we could win the war. Let me remind you. So that, my dear young people, when you are in administration, you be very bold in dispensing social justice. Don't hesitate. Some people still accuse us, oh, what happened, this kind of reservation? Wanted to revive caste system. They are castes. Mandal was a casteist. And V.P. Singh was a casteist. Periyar was a casteist. Veeramani is a casteist. Karnataka is a casteist. All this. Let me put one simple question. Caste was not created by Periyar or V.P. Singh or anybody. Caste was created by education was denied to majority of the people. 3 hours were denied, and we are not supposed to read the Vedas. We are not supposed to know the knowledge. We are not supposed even to hear. If we hear it, molten lead must be poured into all these things. We go to Baba Sahib Ambedkar's books, Periyar's books, all these things. They have quoted where all these things are there. Now only we are emboldened to go to institutions and prove our work. That is why when we are doing it, don't be afraid of this kind of accusations. We are caste is this and that. Caste was not created by us. You can answer. Another thing is, because of this reservation, they very easily they want to confuse. Even some of our own people, they are under the misnomer. What they were under the misnomer is, no, this kind of reservation makes merit to go under father. And merit is not at all observed. Or these people are not, in what way they are less meritorious? And what is merit? Even assuming what will happen there beautifully, because for want of time, I am quoting only a few instances. I would like to spend more time with you later on also, if and when there is an opportunity. Here, let me quote, instead of Periyar's, let me quote from Periyar and Ambedkar. Let me quote from the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is one of the agency, one of the organs which always fights against this social justice said many times. You know, what is the strength there? There was not even a single scheduled caste judge out of the 30 sanctioned strength in the Supreme Court of India. Not even one scheduled caste. How many people have cared for this? How many people raise this voice? Tamil Nadu is the only thing which always cares for all these things, and we used to fight. We used to organize public demonstration. How many backward class judges are there? They are well versed in law. There was no paucity for lawyers. And the very great lawyers, very eminent legal luminaries are there from scheduled caste, from backward classes, all these things. Why there was no judge? Out of this 30, the Supreme Court of India consists of 28. There will be vacancies few, and there was not even a single scheduled caste, not even 1 or 2 backward class. All this. We have no personal animosity towards any judge. We don't want to comment about it. But what is social justice? Constitution has said justice social. How far we have implemented justice social? No, because we have no rights, all these things. That is why we are to remind you that, let me say, from the Constitution, I don't want to take much of your time. I am very eager to hear from other people also. Let me quote one example. Chief Justice Subbarao, in one of the cases in 1964, has answered, what is if the equality of opportunity as enunciated in Article 14 and 16 stood by itself, all the backward communities would go to the wall in a society of uneven basic social structure. It's uneven basic social structure. That is the graded inequality that was developed and pointed out by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. And here, in order to clarify the situation, he gives the illustration of 2 horses. Let me remind. Subbarao Garu, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, one of the leading legal luminary of the time, and he has given, in order to clarify the situation, he gives the illustration of 2 horses running a race when one is a first class race horse, the other is an ordinary horse. Theoretically, they are given equal opportunity. Please remind, please point out, be careful. Theoretically, they are given equal opportunity, but in practice, the ordinary horse is not given equal opportunity to compete in the race horse. Some handicap has to be given to the centuries of calculated oppression. How beautiful words he has used. Centuries of calculated oppression and habitual submission reduced to a considerable section of our community to a life of serfdom. So we want to lift them up from the life of serfdom. We want to liberate them from the centuries of calculated oppression. That is why we want social justice. That is why we will have to march forward. That is why you will have to study the philosophy of Periyar, philosophy of Dr. Ambedkar. Kindly don't confine yourself, oh, we have come as an officer, then our duty is over. You owe your duty not only to your parents, not only to your family, but also equally to the society. And you will have to repay the society in the form of social justice. Let us be awaiting a day so that the entire social justice, social injustice will be wiped out. We are not against anybody, we are not considering the upper caste our enemy, but social injustice as our enemy. Wherever that social injustice emanates from them, we will have to counter them. And so that, my dear brothers and sisters, take that call. And particularly, my Swagatam and my Dhanyavad and my heartful thanks to you, because my leader, Periyar, came to this Kasi. Then it was called Kasi, Varanasi, not Varanasi, to join the bandwagon of sannyasis. Now, as his disciple, I have come here not to make you sannyasis, but on the other way around, so that the life is worth living and life is there to enjoy and equal with all equality before law and equal opportunities for all. Let us be creating a dawn of new history, a new era. Thank you very much.
रविन्द्रनाथ जी से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि आदरणीय वीरावती जी को मोमेंट टू दे स्क्रिप्चर दे। मैं HMM सरवैया से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि आदरणीय DM साहब को एक किताब प्रस्तुत करें। वीरावती जी को पुस्तक भेंट करें। अपने बहुत ही साग्रही विचारों के साथ थे आदरणीय पूज्य वीरावती जी। उनके शब्दों में कि हमारी लड़ाई खत्म नहीं हुई है, अभी कई युद्ध जीतने हैं। हम चैरिटी नहीं मांग रहे हैं, सामाजिक न्याय के लिए प्रायोरिटी जरूरी है। आप अपनी राजनीतिक पार्टी बदल सकते हैं, धर्म बदल सकते हैं, लेकिन जाति नहीं बदल सकते। द्रोणाचार्य ने एकलव्य का अंगूठा मांग लिया था क्योंकि वह पिछड़ी जाति का था। आइए हम एक हों, make it a point, bring social justice, हम विजयी होंगे and you have to repay to the society। हमारे बीच में जनरल मैनेजर अच्छा, मैं अगले वक्त के रूप में साहब को अति आवश्यक कार्य है। हम सब अपनी जगह पे रहेंगे और DM साहब अपने काम से निकलेंगे और ये आयोजन इसी तरह कंटिन्यू हो। हम उनकी उपस्थिति के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। अभी आदरणीय वीरामणि जी ने बनारस आने की चर्चा की तो कुछ पंक्तियां याद आ गई। सम्मान समारोह का निमंत्रण पाकर मैं खुश था। चलो एक मंच से अपनी बात कहने का मौका मिलेगा। वहां यथास्थितिवादियों का गढ़ है। मेरे दोस्तों ने कहा, एक से बढ़कर एक सनातनी कट्टर और क्रूर मिलेंगे, पानी को भी धो धो कर पीने वाले। अनावरण की गई प्रतिमा को दूध और गंगा जल से धोकर शुद्ध करने वाले। सभी गलत कह रहे थे। क्या मोर्चे पर जाए बिना युद्ध जीता जा सकता है? मैंने कहा, यह उनकी संस्कृति है, यह उनका धर्म है, पर मेरे विचारों के हथौड़े कुछ लोगों की खोपड़ियों को चरमरा देंगे, उनके दिमाग की नसों को हिला देंगे। मेरे तर्कों के तीर कुछ विद्यावीरों को धराशायी कर देंगे। मेरे शब्दों और भावनाओं का आवेग कुछ लोगों की शिराओं में रक्त का संचार तेज कर देंगे, उनकी चेतना के तंतुओं को झंझना देंगे और उन्हें जातिवाद के दैत से लड़ने को प्रेरित कर देंगे। संभव है कुछ घोर विरोधी लोग भी मेरे विचारों से प्रभावित हो जाएं, सहमत हो जाएं, समर्थक और मित्र बन जाएं। जीवन संभावनाओं से भरा है। संभावनाओं को सत्य बनाऊंगा, मैं तो बनाना चाहूंगा। बच्चा सिंह आदरणीय प्रोफेसर चौधरी जी को मैं यहाँ माइक्रोफोन पर आप सबके लिए बुलाना चाहता हूँ कि अपनी अभिव्यक्ति अपने विचारों से हमें लाभान्वित करें। आदरणीय प्रोफेसर चौधरी जी।
सम्मानीय अध्यक्ष के वीरामणि जी,
थोड़ा माइक्रोफोन के नजदीक
काशी विश्वविद्यालय और काशी विद्यापीठ के पूर्व कुलपति प्रोफेसर एस कुशवाहा जी, यश के अवैध राष्ट्रीय पिछड़ा वर्ग आयोग के माननीय सदस्य डॉक्टर एन रामचंद्रन, वाइस चांसलर एरिया विश्वविद्यालय, श्री मधुकर मौर्य, अध्यक्ष जिला पंचायत वाराणसी, श्री करुणानिधि, राष्ट्रीय महासचिव वाले इंडिया अंडर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस एसोसिएशन, श्री टी के बंसल, महाप्रबंधक यूनियन दैनिक ऑफ इंडिया, बाबूराम निषाद, अमृतांशु, अशोकानंद, हमारे सामने बैठे हुए सफलता प्राप्त आज सम्मानित हुए मित्रों तथा बनारस के प्रबुद्ध नागरिकों, जिस काशी में आज ओबीसी से संबद्ध सफलता प्राप्त प्रतिभागियों का सम्मान करने के लिए इकट्ठे हुए हैं, उसके बारे में जब अशोक आनंद के वीरामणि की कुछ पंक्तियां पढ़ रहे थे, काशी के बारे में जो उनकी बातें थी, तो मुझे याद आया कि काशी बड़ी ही विचित्र नगरी है। इतना अंतर विरोध, इतना ज्यादा कंट्राडिक्शन शायद ही किसी शहर में। जिस घोर सनातनी, घोर रूढ़िवादी, घोर ट्रेडिशनल की बात की जा रही थी काशी को, उसी काशी में कबीर जैसे क्रांतिकारी भी हुए, उसी काशी में भारतेंद्र भी जैसे हुए। और आज जिस सोशल जस्टिस, सामाजिक न्याय दिवस आप मना रहे हैं, क्या आपको मालूम है कि आज से 600 साल पहले सामाजिक अन्याय के खिलाफ सामाजिक न्याय की लड़ाई लड़ने वाला पहला व्यक्ति कबीर था। सामाजिक न्याय जो आज हमारे सामने है आरक्षण के संदर्भ में, क्या सामाजिक न्याय बिना सामाजिक अन्याय को समझे आप समझ सकते हैं? सामाजिक न्याय हम तभी समझ पाएंगे जब हम पहले यह जानें कि सामाजिक अन्याय क्या है। और क्या 1000 साल के इतिहास में समाज में अन्याय नहीं रहा होगा? और अगर अन्याय रहा होगा तो समय समय पर उसके खिलाफ आवाज भी उठती रहेगी। जाहिर है कि समाज में वह जो विषमता है, चाहे वह सामाजिक विषमता हो, आर्थिक विषमता हो या फिर राजनैतिक विषमता हो, तो राजनैतिक आजादी तो हमने प्राप्त कर ली थी, लेकिन सामाजिक आर्थिक आजादी की दूसरी लड़ाई आज भी लड़ी जानी बाकी है, जिस सोशल जस्टिस पर मीरामणि बहुत जोर दे रहे थे। निश्चित रूप से वह सामाजिक न्याय पाना हमारी प्राथमिकता है, क्योंकि दलित समुदाय या पिछड़ा समुदाय जिसे आप कहते हैं, वह उसी सामाजिक अवमानना या सामाजिक उत्पीड़न का सबसे ज्यादा शिकार है। एक गरीब, एक श्रमजीवी व्यक्ति गरीबी की मार को झेल सकता है, लेकिन अस्पृश्यता, घृणा की सीमा तक फैली हुई अस्पृश्यता की मार जो 1000 बार मरता है, वह अपमानजनक मार को झेल पाना उसके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। इसीलिए डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने बहुत जोर देकर के कहा था कि सामाजिक मुक्ति हमारी प्राथमिकता है। मार्क्स और अम्बेडकर में बड़ा मौलिक फर्क था। अब मार्क्स का कहना यह था कि पूंजीवाद का विकास होगा तो जातिवाद अपने आप खत्म हो जाएगा। अम्बेडकर का कहना था कि जब तक सामाजिक मुक्ति हमें नहीं मिलेगी, वर्ण संघर्ष नहीं करेंगे, तब तक वर्ण संघर्ष के लक्ष्य को हम नहीं प्राप्त करेंगे। और आप यह देखें, उनका कहना था कि आपका जो वर्ण संघर्ष है, वर्ण बना ही नहीं, जातियों में बटा हुआ है। और जातियां जो हम पिछड़े समुदाय के लोग, दलित समुदाय के लोग जिस ब्राह्मणवादी व्यवस्था, जातिवादी व्यवस्था से लड़ रहे हैं, हम स्वयं उस जातिवाद के कितने शिकार हैं। और बना हुआ उसके लेयर्स में इतना बांट दिया गया है कि उससे मुक्त हो पाना बहुत ही मुश्किल होता है। इसलिए सामाजिक अन्याय बराबर रहा है और उस सामाजिक अन्याय के खिलाफ सामाजिक न्याय की लड़ाई समय समय बुद्ध ने नहीं लड़ा और आंदोलन करना पड़ा गौतम बुद्ध को। वह धर्म नहीं होता है जो आप उसे धार्मिक आंदोलन कहते हैं, वह सामाजिक अन्याय के खिलाफ एक सामाजिक आंदोलन था, भक्ति आंदोलन। उसके बहुत बाद, आज से 600 साल पहले, कम से कम सामाजिक अन्याय के खिलाफ सामाजिक न्याय पाने की लड़ाई थी। उसके केंद्र में ही था कास्ट एंड जेंडर। सामाजिक विषमता का मूल कारण है कास्ट और जेंडर, और इन्हीं दोनों के खिलाफ जो है।
कृपया बच्चों को अपने पास रखें और मित्रों से आग्रह है कृपया शांति बनाए रखें। जो लोग बाहर हैं कृपया अपना स्थान ग्रहण कर लें और वक्ताओं के जो एकाग्रता है उन्हें भंग न करें।
तो ये जो सामाजिक न्याय की बात मैं कह रहा था, उस सामाजिक न्याय को पाने के लिए बड़ा संघर्ष लोगों ने किया है। आज आप आरक्षण के माध्यम से जो बातें हमारे सामने हो रही हैं, हम यह भूल न जाएं कि डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर को कितना संघर्ष करना पड़ा था, ज्योतिबा फूले को कितना संघर्ष करना पड़ा रहा होगा, और साहू जी महाराज जिन्होंने 51% आरक्षण पहली बार लागू किया था, वह तो सत्ता के उसमें थे, लेकिन लोकशाही चाहते थे, उन लोगों को भी उन ब्राह्मणों के द्वारा कितना विरोध झेलना पड़ा था। तो ये झेल करके जो सामाजिक अन्याय के विरुद्ध संघर्ष करते हुए जिन लोगों को इस तरह से पीड़ित किया गया था, प्रताड़ित किया गया था, उनका स्मरण भी हमें करना चाहिए। और दूसरी बात यह है कि जो सामाजिक आरक्षण के विरोध में जो आंदोलन खड़े हुए थे, वह कितना दर्दनाक था, किस प्रकार से नंगा नाच हुआ था, और वह क्यों था ऐसा? क्योंकि हजारों साल से जो अघोषित आरक्षण का लाभ भोगते चले आए हैं, और स्वयं वो अघोषित आरक्षण है, तो अघोषित आरक्षण का हजारों साल से जो लाभ और सुख सुविधाएं भोगते चले आए थे, उन्हें लगा कि हमारे उस आरक्षण में यह आरक्षण दलितों पिछड़ों का आरक्षण सेंध लगा रहा है। आप याद कीजिए कि उस समय जब आरक्षण विरोधी आंदोलन खड़े हुए, जब उसमें आत्मदाह करने के लिए तैयार हुए थे, पिछड़े और दलित दलितों को ढूंढ ढूंढ कर हॉस्टल्स में पीछा किया जा रहा था, और कई बार हम लोगों के सामने घटनाएं घटी हैं कि वे डर के मारे जो खिड़की है, खिड़की से कूद करके अपना पैर छुड़ा बैठे थे। ऐसी दहशत थी कि बीपी सिंह का नाम ले लीजिए, आरक्षण का नाम ले लीजिए, तो कहां आरक्षण विरोधी आंदोलन के दौरान समाज में आरक्षण के समर्थन में क्या आंदोलन था? किसकी हिम्मत थी? साहस करना पड़ता है, खतरे उठाना पड़ता है उसके खिलाफ आवाज उठाने के लिए। इस इसलिए जिन लोगों ने भी आपके साथ आवाज उठाई थी वह को भी हमें अपनी विरासत के रूप में याद करना चाहिए कि अम्बेडकर बुद्ध के पास ही नहीं चले गए थे कि वो बुद्ध धर्म ग्रहण करने, क्या वो चीवरधारी भिक्खु बनने गए थे? बुद्ध के चिंतन में पिछड़े समाज को एक खुला स्पेस मिलने की गुंजाइश मिली, क्योंकि वहां समता, स्वतंत्रता और बंधुत्व का एक नारा मिला कि कम से कम उनके चिंतन के भीतर एक ऐसे समाज की परिकल्पना है जहां समता, स्वतंत्रता और समानता की बात आएगी। और यही सामाजिक न्याय के लिए, सामाजिक अन्याय के खिलाफ सामाजिक न्याय के लिए बुद्ध के यहाँ उनको एक स्पेस मिला था, जिन्होंने बराबर ब्राह्मणवाद की जातिवादी व्यवस्था के खिलाफ संघर्ष किया था। और आज भी आजादी के इतना दिन हो जाने के बाद भी आज वह डिस्पैरिटी बराबर बनी हुई है। अब ये देखिए कि आज भी एक गरीब से गरीब ब्राह्मण पूजा जाता है, एक धनाढ़ से धनाढ़ दलित समाज में अपमानित होता है। ये स्थितियां रही हैं कि कितने दिनों तक तो अपना जहां कहीं नौकरी करने में जाते थे, दलितों के लिए तो था कि अपनी जात उन्हें छिपानी पड़ती थी, न छिपाएं तो उन्हें मकान, किराए के मकान तक न मिल पाए। यह जो सामाजिक अपमान था, जो सामाजिक उत्पीड़न होता चला आया था, वह आज भी पूरी तरह से खत्म नहीं हुआ है। उसके लिए, उस सोशल जस्टिस के लिए जिन लोगों ने संघर्ष किया था, उनको याद करते हुए हमें कम से कम सामाजिक आंदोलन, सामाजिक मुक्ति का आंदोलन, सामाजिक जस्टिस को पाने के लिए हमें आंदोलन करने पड़ेंगे। और समाज में वह आंदोलन नहीं है, यह मैं बधाई देता हूँ कि इस फेडरेशन में कम से कम एक ऐसा मंच बना दिखा, फेडरेशन के माध्यम से वह बराबर चल रहा है, पूरे राष्ट्रीय धरातल पर चल रहा है। वे बधाई के पात्र हैं। तो इस रूप में कम से कम हमारे सामने आंसू पोंछने के लिए है कि हमारा एक फेडरेशन है जो हमारे हितों के लिए लड़ाई लड़ रहा है, तमिलनाडु से लेकर के यहाँ तक। लेकिन तमिलनाडु में पेरियार की ग्रेट थे, यहाँ पर उन्होंने जो लड़ाई लड़ी थी, वहाँ जो 52% आरक्षण मिला हुआ था, 69% आरक्षण मिला हुआ था, साहू महाराज ने बहुत पहले 52% आरक्षण मिला था। क्या कारण है कि हिंदी पट्टी के क्षेत्र में 27% आरक्षण देने के नाम पर लोगों को नानी याद आने लगी, और हम लोग भी इतने कमजोर हुए कि हम 52% आरक्षण नहीं ले सके। ये हमें लड़ाई लड़नी पड़ेगी। वहां पर फिर रामास्वामी या रेड्डी साहब या ये सारे लोग नहीं आएंगे। ये आपकी मदद कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको आगे आना पड़ेगा, आपको आंदोलन करना पड़ेगा, सामाजिक आंदोलन करना पड़ेगा। क्यों 52% हमारा आरक्षण नहीं हुआ है? हमारा वह अधिकार है, मिलना चाहिए। और जो घोषित आरक्षण झेल रहे थे, उनके खिलाफ आवाज उठानी पड़ेगी। जिन लोगों ने आवाज उठाई थी, उनका उत्पीड़न हुआ था, और उस खतरे को झेलकर आपको सामने आना, कबीर वगैरह जैसे लोगों ने देखी कितने उनका उत्पीड़न हुआ, और इस प्रकार से उत्पीड़न झेलकर, खतरा उठा करके जो उन्होंने एक रास्ता तैयार किया था, आज उसी रास्ते पर चलते हुए कम से कम वो माहौल बना कि हमारे यहाँ कितने लोग, आप जानते हैं किसी हिंदी पट्टी में भी कुछ लोग थे जो रामस्वरूप वर्मा थे, काम कर रहे थे, यहीं पर थे ललई सिंह यादव थे। कितने हम पिछड़े समाज के लोग जानते हैं। हमने यह जाना, दलितों ने हमें बताया कि ललई सिंह यादव को उत्तर भारत का पेरियार कहते हैं। आप ये देखिए कितने लोग जानते हैं कि ललई सिंह यादव या दलित लेखकों, दलित चिंतकों की पुस्तकों से पढ़कर हम लोग पिछड़े लोगों ने जाना कि ललई सिंह यादव उत्तर भारत के पेरियार हैं। यानी पेरियार एक बड़ा नाम है, एक राष्ट्रीय नाम है, और उत्तर भारत में छोटे मोटे स्तर पर भी अगर कोई काम कर रहा है तो हमें कहने की परंपरा है कि हम उनके यहाँ हैं। प्रेमचंद भारत के गोरकी हैं, यानी गोरकी एक बड़ा लेखक है, रूस का लेखक है, अंतरराष्ट्रीय लेखक है, लेकिन हिंदुस्तान में अगर उसके लेवल का कोई लेखक हुआ है तो उसके साथ उसकी तुलना की जाती है। तो यहाँ भी जो छोटे मोटे काम यहाँ करने वाले लोग रहे हैं, जगदेव कुशवाहा थे, अत्यंत क्रांतिकारी और विद्रोही। हम अपनी इस जाति विरासत को कितना सहेजे हुए हैं, कितना हम जानते हैं, या उनको हम कितना याद करते हैं। अगर हम उनको नहीं याद कर सकते हैं तो हम आरक्षण की बात करके केवल फेडरेशन के ऊपर निर्भर करके मित्रों काम नहीं चलने वाला है। उसके खिलाफ सामाजिक आंदोलन छेड़ना पड़ेगा। अधिकार मांगने से नहीं मिलता है, अधिकार तो छीन कर लिया जाता है, जैसे छीनने का संदेश दिया था आंदोलन करने वाले लोगों को। इसलिए आपको आना पड़ेगा। दलित समाज के लोग वह आंदोलन करके अपना अधिकार प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। पिछड़ा समाज आज भी सोया हुआ समाज है। फेडरेशन उन्हें जगाता रहता है, लेकिन फेडरेशन के जगाने से नहीं होगा। वे भी सरकारी कर्मचारी हैं और यहाँ से वहाँ तक उनका फेडरेशन होगा। उसको आंदोलन के रूप में समाज में ले जाना होगा, सामाजिक आंदोलन करना पड़ेगा। और दूसरी बात यह मैं अपने मित्रों के लिए कहना चाहूँगा, इस मित्र ने कहा था, संतोष कुमार ने जो बातें कही, हालांकि उसके कहने के बाद उनके बारे में कुछ कहने की जरूरत नहीं है। अपनी जिम्मेदारियों के बारे में, अपने कर्तव्यों के बारे में जो उन्होंने इस प्रकार से किया, उससे हम लोग पूरी तरह से आश्वस्त हैं। मैं केवल एक बात कहना चाहूँगा कि सफलता तो मित्रों आपने प्राप्त कर ली है, सफलता को सार्थकता में कैसे बदलें यह आप, और सफलता को सार्थकता में बदलने के लिए जो मौलिक चीज मुझे समझ में आती है यह कि आप अपने पैर के नीचे की मिट्टी की पहचान को कभी न भूलें। जिस पैर के नीचे की आपकी जो मिट्टी रही है, जिस किसान जीवन, जिस मजदूर जीवन, जो पिछड़े और दलित समाज से जो आए हैं, उन सामाजिक परिवेश को न भूलें, उन सामाजिक आर्थिक परिस्थितियों को न भूलें जहाँ से आप आए थे और जिनकी प्रेरणा से आप इस सफलता तक पहुँचे हैं। वो आपके माँ हो, आपके बाप हो, आपके सहयोगी हों, जो भी रहे हों, उनके साथ जहाँ आपको यह प्रेरणा मिली है, उत्साह मिला है, उनको आप बराबर याद रखेंगे और देश के प्रति, सरकार के प्रति, जनता के प्रति, समाज के प्रति अपना जो दायित्व होता है, जो आपका कर्तव्य बनता है, हमें पूरा विश्वास है। क्योंकि आप संघर्ष करके आए हुए और संघर्ष करने वाला जो आदमी है वही ईमानदारी के साथ से ठीक से इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकता है, सबके प्रति अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा सकता है। मैं इसी आशा और विश्वास के साथ आप लोगों को एक बार बधाई देता हूँ और सम्मान करता हूँ, आपका अभिनंदन करता हूँ और आयोजकों को बधाई देता हूँ कि वे इतने बड़े व्यापक पैमाने पर हर वर्ष इस प्रकार का भव्य आयोजन करते हैं। मैं केवल अनुरोध यही करना चाहता था, यह तो बड़े फेडरेशन की बात है और उनका अपना संगठन वह करेंगे। मैं चाहता था कि पिछड़े समाज से आने वाले लोगों का हम लोग सम्मान कर रहे हैं, वह एक खुले मन से कर रहे हैं, तो खुले आकाश में होना चाहिए। किसी होटल के होटल संस्कृति से हमें दूर, हमें अपनी जमीन को पहचानना चाहिए, हमें अपने बाप दादों की विरासत को जानना चाहिए। और किसी सार्वजनिक स्थान पर किया जाता तो आज हजारों लोग यहाँ इकट्ठा होते और हजारों लोग देखते कि हमारे बीच से इतने IAS प्रतिभागी सामने आए हैं, वे भी ये थे, उनको भी गर्व होता। क्योंकि जब अखबारों में हम समाचार पढ़ते हैं कि एक रिक्शा खींचने वाले की बेटा IAS में आ गया, एक मोचीगिरी का काम करने वाला जो है वह कहीं पर टॉप पर गया, तो हमारा भी सीना चौड़ा हो। तो आपको जाहिर है कि जब समाचार सुन करके हम गर्वान्वित होते हैं और इस नगर में 25-30 लोग आए हुए हैं, तो इस बनारस की हजारों हजार जनता अगर उसे देख सकती, इससे मिल सकती, तो मेरे ख्याल से यह बहुत अच्छा होता। हम फेडरेशन के लोगों से इस पर विचार करने के लिए अनुरोध करते हैं कि कभी इस मोह में, इस भव्यता में नहीं, भव्यता आपकी वहाँ है जहाँ वह सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र हो, जो सामाजिक क्षेत्र हो, जहाँ सारे लोग इकट्ठे हो सकें, आपके लोग इकट्ठे हो सकें, अधिक से अधिक OBC के लोगों की भागीदारी हो, वह देख सकें, तो शायद वह और ज़्यादा भव्य, और ज़्यादा आकर्षक और ज़्यादा प्रभावशाली होगा। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अपनी बात खत्म करता हूँ।
आपके बीच से आदरणीय प्रोफेसर चौधरी यादव जी, सामाजिक न्याय को समझने के लिए सामाजिक अन्याय समझना जरूरी है। हजारों साल से अघोषित आरक्षण का लाभ लेने वाले कब आरक्षण चाहेंगे हमारे लिए? सफल सैनिक साथियों से अनुरोध है कि पैर की मिट्टी की पहचान कभी न भूलें। कुछ मांगने से नहीं मिलता, हमें छीनना होगा और इसे आंदोलन बनाना होगा। आपने बधाई दी हमें और सुझाव भी दिया कि यह खुले मंच पर ऐसा कार्यक्रम हो जिससे अधिकांश लोग विशिष्ट हो सके। हमारे बीच जनरल मैनेजर यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया यूपी उत्तराखंड यहाँ है। मैं उनसे अनुरोध करता हूँ आदरणीय पीके बंसल साहब से, और मैं अनुरोध करता हूँ श्री रविंद्र राम जी से कि आदरणीय चौधरी राम जी को मोमेंटो दें। आदरणीय पीके बंसल साहब।
मैं तो जरूर इस मामले में फेडरेशन की तारीफ करूंगा कि जिस जुझारू तरीके से फेडरेशन अपने काम को आगे बढ़ाने में लगी वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। पूर्व में रविंद्र जी ने भी बोला, बहुत वक्ताओं ने भी कहा कि हम लोगों को ये नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि एक बार हम उस स्थान में पहुंच गए तो उसके बाद आगे हमारा बस काम पूरा हो गया। और जैसा बार बार वक्ताओं ने कहा कि हमें अपनी मिट्टी से जुड़े रहना चाहिए। एक हंसी की बात है लेकिन फिर भी मैं कहना चाहूँगा, सामान्यतः मनुष्य की प्रकृति क्या है। आप देखिए, हम सब लोगों ने भीड़ भरे डब्बों में, रेल के डब्बों में यात्रा की हो। जब हम डब्बे में चढ़ना चाहते हैं तो अंदर वाला आदमी कहता भाई जगह नहीं है बाहर। और किसी तरह वो जब अंदर आ जाता है तो सबसे पहले विरोध करने वाला वही बन जाता है जो अंदर चढ़ने वाले होता है। तो एक प्रवृत्ति है। इस प्रवृत्ति से यदि हम हट के सोचें और हम सोचें कि यदि मैं एक स्थान पर गया तो मेरी कोशिश होनी चाहिए कि औरों को भी वो स्थान मिले जो इसके लिए डिजर्व करते हैं, जो इसके लिए जरूरतमंद है, उनको जरूर भी स्थान मिले। तो ये जरूर भावना रखें। और इसके बात को समझ गया है सब।
मैं आलोक कुमार यूनियन से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि प्रोफेसर एस कुशवाहा साहब को मोमेंट दें। योगेंद्र सिंह जी मोमेंट दें आदरणीय पी के बंसल साहब को। नेशनल कमीशन फॉर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस आदरणीय एस के खारवेंद्र साहब से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि यहाँ अपने उद्गार प्रकट करें। आदरणीय एस के खारवेंद्र साहब।
Respected President of this function, Professor S.S. Kushwaha, and Sri Ravindra Ram, Sri Amritan Su, and my respected leader, Sri Veeramani, District Magistrate of this area, Sri Ravindra, and Union Megavidya General Manager Sri P.K. Pansal, my brother Ramachandran, Vice Chancellor, Periyar Maniyamai University, Thanjavur, and Dr. Baburam Nisar, Professor Gautam Yadav, and my friend, good friend, Mr. Karnalji, and organizers of the function, Ashok Anand and Ashok Kumar, and brothers and sisters who participated in the function, and successful candidates in civil service. I am very grateful and thankful to the Association for giving me this opportunity to participate in this function in Varanasi. First of all, I want to congratulate the youths who successfully got selected in Civil Service 2010. They are going to the pillars of this nation. On behalf of OBC Association, on behalf of all office bearers, I congratulate you. Our Karnalji selected this place in the UP. It is a very good idea about the reservation movement. Our leader Sri Veeramani, myself, we all came from Tamil Nadu, Periyar's birthplace. More particularly say, I am belong to that district Periyar, where we born. From the district I came from Erode district. Particularly this place, Uttar Pradesh. In the last history for in the OBC movement, very early, this entire state in all government services, particularly ancient India and Mughal Empire, and even in British Raj, Particularly Brahmin community and Kayasthas were in all government services, all field. Very few leaders dedicated their life in UP, particularly Swami Achyutananda in Kanpur, Swami Ramcharan Malla, SD Singh Saurajya, they all fought for OBCs only in this land. They started. Swami Bodhananda founded Adivasi Hindu League. During 1946, he started the movement 1920 to protect the interests of the downtrodden, poor, OBCs, scheduled caste, all the people. During 1946, depressed class conference was organized in Kanpur. You have to know that program was presided over by our great leader, E.V.R. Periyar, in the year 1946 at Kanpur. So we had a strong relationship between Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. We are all youths, we are all very grateful to former Member of Parliament B.P. Mandal, former Prime Minister V.P. Singh. When I entered into the Parliament in 96, first time, during that time Devara was the Prime Minister. 96-97, only one person got selected for IAS from Tamil Nadu. But now scenery changed. The reason, awareness, awakening among the youth, and also I am very grateful to say here our leader, Sri Veeramani. The reason, even a person occupying a small position in a village panchayat Charbacha, he wants to take all the powers to enjoy. I am in public life for 43 years. When he was a college student, pre-university student in the year 1968, 15th July 1968, I joined with Comrade as a Congress student. 43 years I am in public life. I have never seen a leader without aspiring for any party position or government position, MLA, MP. I am seeing the only person in this country is Sri Veeramani, not aspiring for any position. You all have to understand one thing. Dravida Kadagam party was formed by Priya Leader for helping, for social awareness. It is a social movement. From that party alone, DMK was formed by C.N. Annadurai. AIDMK was formed by N.G. Ramachandran from DMK. Both parties are ruling Tamil Nadu. This party 5 years, that party 5 years, DMK 5 years, AIDMK 5 years. Who can bear the chief minister of Tamil Nadu without respecting our leader Veeramani? They can't win the election, they can't conduct the government. Since all people, backward class people, are SC people, ST people are behaving. If you ask a LPC, they will give LPC. If you ask a MLA seat, they will give MLA seat. If they ask their minister, they are ready. Even for his followers, he never approached any political leader to give a party position or government position. He, for the 78 years, from his 10th year onwards, nearly 68 years he dedicated his life for the upliftment of the poor, downtrodden. I am extremely very happy to attend this meeting along with him. Further, I want to say, we are grateful to P.P. Mandal and V.P. Singh. Last month we celebrated nearly 30 candidates in Tamil Nadu. On 4th we celebrated 23 candidates in Delhi, SC, ST, OBC candidates who passed out IAS, IPS, civil service, Indian civil service. Here also we are able to tell. But you know, before V.P. Singh Prime Minister, before amendment of the Act, before Mandal, I want to give certain details you must aware of. In the year of 1969, IAS only one SC boy, IPS one AC. 1970, no IAS, no IPS passed out from SC. 1971 2 ST, no SC. IPS 1 AC. 1972 IAS 2 AC, IPS 0. 1973 IAS 1 AC, 1 ST, IPS 1 ST. 1974 only 1 SC candidate, no IPS. 1975 1 SC candidate in IAS, 1 SC candidate in IPS. 1976 0 IAS 0, IPS 0. 77 IAS 0, IPS 0. 1978 1 SC, IAS 1 ST, IPS. This was the scenario before 90. After implementation of the Mandal Commission report, total scenario changed in this country. Even 2 years back in Tamil Nadu, we alone got nearly 100 students passed out. IAS, IPS. We are once again grateful to VP Singh and Mandal. We are all the young leaders. I want to do certainly a few words and I will finish my speech. You all pastoral group and services in India, we must aware. In our country, 321 BC, ancient India, Hindu ruler, Chandragupta Maurya period, Kaudalya, who called as Sanakya, Arthasastra. We go through the 5 chapters of Arthasastra. It is totally applicable to present scenario of this country and for you also. Mainly, he given advices, he drafted rules to develop the villages. That's why villages can prevent it from going from village to town, number 1. Number 2, the king has to give importance to disabled person who are downtrodden. Now, no kings, IAS, IPS officers are kings of this country. They are in charge of the whole district. You have to give importance to disabled person who are even downtrodden people. That is your utmost duty. Furthermore, Arthasastram designed king was paid particular salary. If king want to take 1 rupee extra, he has to get permission from council. For king's family, they are entitled to get some amount from the government. Other than that amount, they want to get, they have to get permission. Now we are able to see so many political leaders are thrown out due to the family members. You youngsters, I am humbly requesting you, you be an IPS officer, you may be an IAS officer. First, you must cautious with your relatives. They will not bother about till your result. Now they will only bother about you, how to approach you, how to circumvent you, how to get benefit out of you. They only spoil your name. You must take care of. One of my friends in the last function told, your eyes must be open, your ears must be open. You must always see the neighbors. You see always friends. That is my humble request. You take care of them. And also, nowadays, you better know, Article 310 of the 312 of the Constitution only paved to Indian Civil Service, Police Service. Article 311 giving protection to you all, not punishing, not removing, dismissal and everything. Some people in the name of Lokpal, they want to take away the 311. There are only seven people want to control entire IAS, IPS of this country. You will not allow that. You will be protected. Your rights will be protected. You have to done your duty for the welfare of this community. And furthermore, one of our people given an appeal to speak about this creamy layer. Actually, Indira Sagani case, Justice Sawant given a two lines. Forwards among the other backward classes to decide that only creamy layer was fixed at the time 1 lakh. Now it is 4.5 lakhs. Today morning, some of our friends met me and discussed with me. I asked them, how much you want? They said 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs here, 4.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs to be raised. Now, Bali is in our court, in our commission. Government directed us to decide before 59 what will be the ceiling for creamy layer. We all may think 10 lakhs, but I am going to say more than 10 lakhs we are going to decide. There will be no admission in future, creamy layer, non-creamy layer. Among OBC, we will protect, sir. Once again, I am thanking Mr. Karnandi. I used to tell Mr. Karnandi and places their colleagues in St. Joseph's College. He was only a junior to me. He studied in St. Joseph's Tiruchirappalli. So he very grand manner arranged this function and also invited us to meet us, to congratulate you. Once again, I am thanking the parents who are all very the success of our young man. And I know how much you studied, how much you worked hard. I pray you all must success. You must render valuable service for the improvement of this nation. Thank you. Thank you.
मैं शुनने वाला लिहाज से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि आदरणीय के खालिद साहब को मोमेंट दें। सदस्य आदरणीय के खालिद साहब। मैं अनुरोध करूँगा आलोक कुमार जी से कि आदरणीय SS कुशवाहा साहब को मोमेंट दें और साथ ही मैं चाहूँगा अब मैं बड़े आदरपूर्वक अपने लीडर अपने
My dear brothers and sisters, respected leader Dr. K. Veeramanji, respected member of the National Commission for Backward Classes, the S.K. Karvedanji, and distinguished guests on the dais, Professor S.S. Kushwaha, who has been presiding in this function, Mr. Ravindra Ram, our national president, who has given the welcome address, Mr. Amurdansu, General Secretary of the UP State Federation, who has given the keynote address, Mr. Ashok Anand, editor, Voice of OBC, who has been convening this program, Mr. Ashok Kumar, Secretary of the UP State Federation, will be delivering the vote of thanks, and the young administrators who have been felicitated on this occasion. Once again, my greetings and congratulations to those candidates. Today is a very important and significant day. It was 21 years back in the corridors of the Parliament. There was an announcement by the former Prime Minister declaring 27% reservation to the majority population of this country, namely the backward classes, in jobs and services of the central government. When we speak of this particularly from Tamil Nadu, we have a great attachment with that leader. Particularly from the Periyar movement, we have still greater attachment because he spoke on social justice. He initiated a move on social justice that brought us very near to his heart. It was our leader, Dr. K. Veeramani, who invited V.P. Singh after his announcement. And throughout Tamil Nadu, he had been hailed as the savior of social justice. But it was in this land where from he occupied the position of power, he was not appreciated in 1990. On the other hand, he was scolded, he was attacked, and we look back for the same cause of announcing 27% reservation to the backward classes who rightfully deserve, as put it by our leader. In terms of the Constitution of India, for initiating the implementation of the Mandal Commission report, done in accordance with the Article 340 of the Indian Constitution, his government was removed. Immediately after the removal, he was addressing a program in Uttar Pradesh along with his other colleagues, Sarad Yadavji and Ramdas Paswan. The crowd heckled, the crowd attacked Sarad Yadavji and Ramdas Paswan ji. It happened in Uttar Pradesh even after he was removed from power in 1990. V.P. Singh came in front of the dais and told those people who were attacking with the stones, "You attack me now, but I have the conviction that what I have done for the backward classes is very much right. I will not be cowed down by your attacks." It was in November 1990 in Gorakhpur. Today, when I stand before you, I recall those incidents and the great function you have organized, remembering V.P. Singh after 21 years, when these graduates who have been successfully in the civil services are honored because of this V.P. Singh's action of 1990. Today, on the same day, the function has been conducted today in Patna, remembering V.P. Singh. Today, another function was organized in Delhi by the Jawaharlal Nehru University students, remembering the 7th August, remembering V.P. Singh. So history has turned now. The people who have attacked V.P. Singh in 1990, the same people are now hailing that is the success of social justice. That is where V.P. Singh has won. This kind of attack was not only for V.P. Singh. Whoever has done reforms in the society were initially attacked. Our great revolutionary Periyar was not an exception. He was also attacked. But the same people during his lifetime itself realized and they hailed him as a savior. That was the success of social justice. So when the new candidates who are going to occupy the power, they have to remember the history. They have to remember these leaders. Then only the concept of social justice can be taken further. And when V.P. Singh announced this 27% reservation on 7th August 1990, he said that it is the realization of the dreams of Baba Sahib Ambedkar Periyar, V.V. Ramaswamy and Ram Manohar Lohia. As qualified candidates, you have to remember those leaders. He has not invoked the names of the gods, but invoked the names of the great social revolutionaries. That should be in your mind when you occupy the position. That is what this federation wants, because gods have not made us empowering the backward classes or scheduled castes. It was the sacrifice of Pule, it was the sacrifice of Periyar, it was the sacrifice of Ambedkar that has brought us success to you. That you should keep in mind. That is what this federation wants. That is what the purpose of conducting this function. Otherwise, as for federation, we have a role for our employees. Nowhere we are directly connected with you. But what has brought us together was the concept of social justice that has brought us together. That should be kept in mind. So with this, I just try to speak to you in a broken Hindi manner. Maybe some words may be, pronunciation may be bad, which you must tolerate, but I am attempting to talk to you. हमारा नेता के वीरमणि ने अनेक कार्यक्रमों में कहा कि पेरियार और अम्बेडकर एक ही शिक्षक को तो पगलू है। उनका ऐसा कहना सिर्फ कथन की नहीं के बल्कि इसका कहन अर्थ और इतिहास है। डॉक्टर अंबेडकर ने भारतीय संविधान का निर्माण किया, जिसके अनुच्छेद 16(4) के अंतर्गत अनुसूचित जाति, जनजाति एवं अन्य पिछड़ी जातियों को नवकरियन में आरक्षण का प्रावधान आया। हिंदू शिक्षा में आरक्षण का कोई प्रावधान नहीं था। उस समय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने संविधान के अनुच्छेद 14 का अवला देकर सरकार के उस आदेश को निरस्त कर दिया, जिसके अंतर्गत तमिलनाडु में जातियों को अनुपात के अनुसार आरक्षण मिला हुआ था। तब पेरियार ने एक बड़े आंदोलन का नेतृत्व किया, जिसे तमिलनाडु में सारे लोगों का समर्थन मिला, जिसकी वजह से संविधान का पहला संशोधन हुआ और संविधान में अनुच्छेद 15(4) का समावेश हुआ, जिसके अंतर्गत अनुसूचित जाति, अनुसूचित जनजाति एवं अन्य पिछड़े वर्गों को शिक्षा में आरक्षण का प्रावधान आया और यह प्रावधान सिर्फ तमिलनाडु ही नहीं बल्कि पूरे देश के लिए लागू हुआ। अब जब आप सिविल सेवा के लिए सुने कहे तो आपको इतिहास को नहीं भूलना चाहिए। यह प्रतिष्ठित नेतृत्व को नहीं भूलना चाहिए। अब तो संविधान के अनुच्छेद 15(4) एवं 16(4) को नहीं भूलना चाहिए। आपको पेरियार एवं अंबेडकर को नहीं भूलना चाहिए, जिनके कारण ये दोनों प्रावधान आए जो आपकी तो आंखों की तरह के और दृष्टि से और अपने कदम बढ़ाया पढ़ाएंगे आपको स्पष्ट मार्ग मिलेगा और आप सही मुकाम पर पहुंच पाएंगे, आपकी पढ़ाई मिट जाएगी। So my friend has already told that on this occasion a book has been brought by our Dr. K. Veeramani, translating the speech of Pandit Periyar addressed in 1950 when the communal reservation, extending the reservation to all the communities, including the Brahmins in Tamil Nadu. There was 100% reservation. Brahmins are given 14% reservation. That was cut down by the Supreme Court as against Article 14 at that time when it was introduced in 1950. Periyar agitated and the whole Tamil Nadu was behind him in that fight for social justice. Such a historic speech was available only in Tamil. So when we planned to have a program in Varanasi, I requested our leader that on that occasion, some of the speeches of Periyar should be brought in English, thereafter in Hindi, so that the North Indian people will have the benefit of the great knowledge of Periyar, the great ideology of Periyar. And this booklet is the first booklet brought in English of 1950 speech, which I request our young administrators to go through that book. That will give you an insight of the great struggle for social justice. Thereafter, now we have planned to bring this book in Hindi also, and in future, so many small booklets will be before you on every functions. And when I come to this function, I feel that I am in my native place. I am in Tamil Nadu because Varanasi